La 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 la. La 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 la. What up guys, Shadow here, and today you join me on a brand new topic video. Today's topic is going to be my thoughts on legacy servers and also the Nostalrius meeting that happened with Blizzard a couple of days ago. I will link the full report forum article in the description below if you're curious and you would like to read it through. I'm just going to go over a couple of bits. I've just read through it and I'm just going to give you a couple of my opinions. First we'll start on legacy servers in general, and then we'll go over some of the stuff I read through in the meeting that I think is important. So, legacy servers, those who do not know, is basically playing the game as it was before they redid the map in Cataclysm. Or as it was, say, in quotes, vanilla. Okay. Legacy servers are as the game was in vanilla WoW. So, I didn't play in vanilla WoW, I started in Wrath. However, I can see some appeal to players who did play in vanilla, and the reason why players went to Nostalrius. And now, those of you who do not know, Nostalrius was a group of people who kind of built a vanilla-esque server. So they basically took Blizzard's idea, took Blizzard's game, and made it on vanilla and kept it on vanilla on their servers that they hosted. Now this is completely against copyright laws, but the thing is, it was a fan-made server, they weren't making profit, so it's this kind of grey area. Now, there was a lot of drama that I didn't cover on the channel, but I did know about, which was mainly about, the whole kind of, Nostalrius got shut down, kind of F you Blizzard kind of thing, and going from there. Now, I completely understand from Blizzard's side why they didn't necessarily want Nostalrius to exist. Do I think they're going about this in a good way? I think this is only going to mean good things come of it, to be honest, from the Nostalrius shutdown, because if the Nostalrius shutdown didn't happen, a lot of people wouldn't have been in an uproar and wouldn't actually have, cared enough to go to Blizzard and say, this is what we want, and we will pay for this. Now, something which I'll quickly go over is Blizzard are a company at the end of the day, okay? They need to make an amount of money to to exist. Okay, they have outgoings, they have wages to pay, they so on. Okay, so in that regards, if they don't see a point, or in regards they're not going to make enough money back on them putting their resources into making legacy servers, they will not do it. Simple as that. That's one of the main reasons why it hasn't happened. It's not that they don't want to do it, it's just they cannot legally or financially justify doing it due to the fact that it would cost this amount of money, and are they going to get this amount of money times 4 or 5 back from it? Now, as this conversation's gone on, I think Blizzard are more and more aware, especially after the meeting, which I'll go over in a minute, that they're more and more aware that there is a large group of players who either do not play WoW right now, but do want to play WoW. They want to play vanilla WoW. Now, that's whether, and I think some of them would play, Legion or even Warlords if they got back into the game through playing vanilla again. Some of them, granted, would just play vanilla, and that's fine. Now, something which I want to talk about in this video would be the idea of, say, for example, Blizzard making these legacy servers, and then it coming out, they announce them, and they say, okay, well, if you are going to play on just the legacy servers, you charge us this much money. If you're going to play on just retail, you charge us the normal subscription fee. And then if you're going to play on both, we have a combined subscription fee, which is slightly more than both, but it's not both combined. It's slightly a discount. It's normally how these things work. Now, in that regard, I think that Blizzard will make a lot more money, because if you think about it from a business standpoint, you've got this group of people who play retail, and good, 50 to 60% of them. I know for myself, personally, I would probably play vanilla and the retail version. Meaning the current game, or Legion, or Warlords, or whatever the new expansion is at that point. And then you've got these other group of people over here that would only play, Legacy. But then you've got the people in the middle as well that are giving Blizzard even more money. So you have, the vanilla, the retail, and then the people in the middle. So at the end of the day, the people from vanilla wouldn't be playing the game anyway, because they don't want to play Warlords or Legion or MOP or whatever, whatever it was at the time. They don't want to play that anyway. That's why they're not subscribed to the game. But if you ask for a subscription, which I think most players would understand, and most players would be happy to pay for, if it was this polished vanilla style kind of, vanilla-ish server, and it was everything like vanilla and had all the same things, and it was everything like that. And I think it would be a real opener. I think it would bring new players in, because they would go, okay, well, let's discover. I can choose which one I want to play. You know, the you know, higher tech, higher quality game, or do I want to play the back to the roots Nostalrius kind of, you know, Nostalrius, you know, kind of how you would like to see it and how it was. I think that'd be something quite interesting. Like, you could do, oh, this is the zone here, this is the zone before and after Cataclysm, for example. Because I did play a little bit in Wrath and in Cata, where I did sort of experience some of the questing in before Cata changed. Some of the quests, and they were really, really good quests. Now, granted, I at the time was complaining, oh, these are boring quests, oh, these are boring quests. But now it's the same with Cata. Like, it's been out for a good couple of years. No one likes the quests, no one likes the questing, and the game's got too easy, let's be honest, right? The main reason that WoW stood apart, and the main reason why it had a lot of the viewer base it has, is because it was a challenging, hardcore game that rewarded time in the game and rewarded hard work in the game. Now, if you're going to say that you're going to take that away, of course you're going to lose players, and of course if you try and say, you know, with either Facebook games or Garrison or whatever you want to call it, you know, if you want to try and do that and kind of get people to play more casually, then don't expect the hardcore people to stay around, because they're not gonna, they don't care, they don't want this, you know, yeah, okay, have casual aspects, yeah, okay, make it not so unfair, so one-sided, but don't just block out the hardcore players that do care and do want to, you know, actually push forward and actually have, you know, their time rewarded through gear, achievements, you know, or in any way, shape or form, you know, anything that, why do you play a game in that regard, okay? But, I mean, that's just my opinion. I would love to hear yours in the description below. Just before I end this video, I did want to discuss a little snippet at the end of the meeting notes that, as I reminded you, are in the description below. They do have some of the code, okay? So they do have the vanilla code. The problem is why they can't just flick a switch and, oh my god, look, these servers are now vanilla, is because it's not just having the code, right? You need to know the models, the textures, the NPCs, the animations, etc. You need to have all these files in the right place and it to work with the code. Now, the thing is, for Blizzard to have that, because apparently, and I quote, they've lost it, or it isn't there, is regarding, you know, they would have to put resources and time and money into getting those back, and either getting those back or remaking them. So in that regard, it's whether it's worth Blizzard. You know, it's whether you can make it up to Blizzard and say, you know, oh, I, as a player, will subscribe to your game if you do this. But that's the information. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like. And thank you for the, you know, the continued support on the top of videos. They're going really, really well. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you guys next time. Farewell. Thank you so much. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you. You're very lovely. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Facebook. I'll try and cut that down a little bit. However, as I was saying, if you guys missed the last topic video, make sure to hit the right link if you would like to see yesterday's video. Then make sure to hit the left link, and I'll see you guys next time. Farewell.